20-year-old Andrew Fisher sold his forehead for advertising space. His literal forehead for advertising space on eBay. He was like, who wants to buy this piece of real estate? I'll put your company on it. But only a temporary tattoo because he's not that dumb, right? He managed to sell it for $37,000. Honestly, that's not looking too bad. But then for a month, you gotta walk around with some company on your forehead. Debating. After the word got out, there were people who wanted to copycat the idea because they're like, we want to make money too. And here we have Carolyn Smith, okay? She's like, I'm gonna one-up you, Andrew. I'm not gonna get a temporary tattoo. That's gonna be permanent. Permanent. Like, you got that forever. So she got goldenpalace.com tattooed on her forehead for only $10,000. I think Andrew's winning over here. What kind of person would do that anyways? Do you guys remember NSYNC? I know I do. Back in March 2000, Justin Timberlake was eating a grilled cheese sandwich and he didn't finish. He just left it there. Well, let's just say that radio station took that grilled cheese sandwich and they sold it on eBay to a 19-year-old fangirl for $1,025. What? That's crazy. Like, does she still have the sandwich? Is it moldy? Like, I have so many questions. Do you think she ate it? Ugh, literally disgusting. You guys know how much I hate mold. Like, I hate mold so much. So much. Yes, somebody did in fact buy a 14-foot preserved shark for their home. It was about $8 million and they did it all for the art. Honestly, I would have saved a lot of money and just bought some goldfish and then used the rest of the millions of dollars because goldfish don't cost millions of dollars. Not at least where I'm from. And then I would have bought chocolate. Money well spent. One woman tried to sell the rights to naming her newborn baby. Imagine you had some like interesting name and people are like, how did your parents figure out what to name you? And you're like, they sold my name on eBay. A stranger named me. Like, that's not a great story. It's actually so frowned upon that eBay wouldn't let her sell it. And she had to keep on reposting. And on her 5th attempt, she got away with it. And somebody actually bought the right to naming her baby for $6,800. Is that worth it for your baby to possibly have a very, very bad name? But the buyer, he wasn't mean. He didn't even want to name the baby. He just wanted to help her out. I'm like, what? She was doing this to buy a car. You know, priority is like your kids. Car. Honestly, if I had bought the rights to buy the baby, I would have been nice. I would have named it something very practical, like subscribe to Azzyland Jr. Everybody would have loved that. Honestly, I'm starting to believe that people will buy pretty much anything. This seller sold a ghost in a jar. Totally legit. Not a scam. And you're not gonna believe the price when I tell you because this is just like blew my mind. $55,000. That's a car. That's a very nice car. The eBay listing even came with a warning to anyone who dared to open the jar with the ghost. Apparently they wouldn't be held responsible if the black thing got out and started wreaking havoc. In my house, we call that Zorro. He's my black cat and he does wreak havoc. Let me just tell you that, but I love him. Did you know that every year Warren Buffett auctions off a lunch with himself to the highest bidder? As one of the richest men alive, people are dying to spend some one-on-one time with him and pick his brain, hoping that they can learn his secrets and also become one of the richest men alive. One of his lunch auctions in 2010 was sold for $2.6 million. So I guess you gotta already be a little rich to then get to have a lunch with him. Now you're like, what does he do with all his money he makes off of lunches? And like, does he pay for the lunch at least? Or like, you gotta, auction for the lunch and then also pay for it. The money actually goes to a great cause. Warren Buffett donates all the money to charities. He's reportedly donated up to $25 million over the years from these lunchtime auctions. Also, it appears he's not a very picky eater and you can see him here eating a Dairy Queen. Honestly, you don't get rich by spending your money unwisely. You gotta spend it on ice cream. Delicious! But also financially responsible. At this point, I'm sure you're not going to be surprised when I tell you that somebody bought Britney Spears' old chewed up bubblegum for $14,000 on eBay. You're not surprised because this is not the most shocking thing on the list. But it's still like, ew, what's wrong with you? Why do you need her gum? And then the more I think about it, the more I realize that there's probably a team of scientists somewhere with this gum trying to clone Britney Spears as we speak. Like, they got her DNA in that gum. And you know what? One day they will be successful. And when they are, they're gonna be all like, oops, we did it again. Wow, I'm so cheesy. This 10-year-old girl learned how to use the internet, open eBay, put up a listing, and then she decided to try to sell her own grandmother. In the description it reads, grandmother is annoying, but cuddly. I wonder what type of fight happened for you to sell your own grandmother. Of course, eBay didn't let this happen. They took down the auction. But you know what? People were interested. You know, grandmas make cookies on demand. Like, do I need to say any more? This is the Doomsday house. It's pretty much a house that, you know, if you're extra paranoid and you think zombies are coming to get you or war is gonna break out, if you have this house, you might be the only person who survives. You and the cockroaches, of course. I mean, I don't know why you want to live with just cockroaches, but you know, this house is for you if that's the case. They tried to sell this house for around 18 million, but it didn't sell. And they ended up only selling it for 2.1 million. I say only, that's still like a lot of money to spend on a house that, you know, is just kind of unnecessary. Definitely gonna run out of food if we have a zombie apocalypse, that's for sure, unless you start storing now. In 2006, 4 Australian men put up a listing for a friend. You know, they promised beer, snacks, good conversation, and a hell of a lot of laughs. For only 1,300 Australian dollars, you can buy a friend. I mean, to each their own. People panicked everywhere in 2012 when Twinkies announced that they would stop making Twinkies. Somebody went as far as trying to sell their box of Twinkies for $10 million. Like, nobody likes Twinkies that much. Come on. Now, on a more realistic side, there was actually a box that was sold for $60. $59.99 to be exact. I mean, I could see it happening, but really, you like Twinkies that much? How much is in a box of Twinkies? Okay, there's 10 Twinkies. That's not too bad. I thought it was gonna be like 5. And I was like, that's a horrible deal. This actor sold his kidney stone in 2006. Kidney stone. Not a full kidney, literally just a stone. I'm pretty sure they're painful. He was all like, how much is a piece of me worth? How much would you pay for a piece of meat? Apparently a lot. It was worth $25,000. I wouldn't say it's worth $25,000, but somebody paid $25,000 for it. Does that make it worth $25,000? Supply and demand, right? Maybe I should have tried to sell my appendix when I got removed. No, that's just disgusting, honestly. And how do you explain that to the doctors? Like, hey, like when you remove that thing, can I, you know, keep it for reasons? Also, like if you're interested, I'm selling it. Yes, somebody bought a watch for $25 million. What? I mean, they say time is money, but this watch is literally made of money. It weighs a pound and is 7 centimeters thick. If it's not made of diamonds, get out. Everybody needs to cut their hair, you know, even celebrities. So when Justin Bieber cut his hair, those hair clippings that fell onto the floor, they were sold on eBay for $40,000. And some girl bought it with her mother's credit card. Her mother's credit card, not even her own money. And she said, and I quote, "Is it too late now to say sorry?" A piece of cardboard shaped a bit like an iPhone 5 used for 153,000 pounds. That's like 300,000 American dollars for all my Americaners. That's not a word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Excuse me, like I know we all want iPhones as much as possible, but this is just cardboard. Like sometimes people just have too much money, and I'm just like, really? You just bought a cardboard worth as much as a house? Like, let's just give a round of applause, guys. Round of applause. Thousands of meteors crash into the Earth year after year, but only a few of them are from the distant planet Mars. This is why they're very collectible items on eBay. This literal piece of a meteorite from Mars was sold on eBay for $450,000. Like, you could live in a house for that much money. What do you do with a piece of meteorite? Like, it literally just looks like a rock. Let's be honest. Like, I understand why scientists are into it. You know, they get to study it, find out things about Mars. But like, it's literally just a rock. I could go outside right now, grab a rock, put it in a glass case and tell everybody it's from Mars. And would anybody even know the difference? No. Nobody would know the difference. Like, people would just be like, oh cool, you got a piece of Mars. Let's move on with our lives. But also you could like study it and look for alien DNA. Why? Reasons. In 2005, the goldenpalace.com bought a Dorito shaped like the Pope's hat for over $1,000. I swear I find at least like a dozen of these in every bag. Like, should I be selling them? You can make money doing anything these days. The internet is your oyster. The Virgin Mary French toast. You know, do you see it? It looks like Virgin Mary, but it's just French toast. This woman claims that it has brought her and her family good luck. And it's the reason that she was able to win $70,000 from the lottery. She's kept it for 10 years. Like, I can't tell, is it molding? Is she stopping it from molding? How is she doing that? Is this container airtight? What if the grilled cheese escapes one day and kills us all? What then? One man bought a cornflake that he thought looked like Illinois for a grand total of $1,350 off of eBay. Dude, that's just a cornflake. Literally a cornflake. Like, you could buy a box of cornflakes, probably under $5. I don't actually know how much they go for. And then look for your own state. Like, it's a cornflake. Like, sometimes I think I'm irresponsible with money and I think I shop too much. And then I see people like this and I feel so much better about myself and I'm like, wow, I'm really responsible, and that's saying a lot. Sometimes we can find old treasures at home that are worth a lot of money. Like this old video game that became very rare because it wasn't very popular and they stopped making it, which made it rare. So somebody in 2010 managed to sell it for $41,000. Like, hello, how you do that? I've never played this game, never even heard of it, to be honest. And I had an NES. Is it worth $41,000? Like, I don't know. Now I'm interested in playing it, not spending that much money. But like, can you floss in the game or not? Now this next item seems like a regular household item, but this eBay seller decided to put it up as a cursed rubber ducky, and it actually sold for $107. It's not a crazy amount of money, but like, why do you even need this? I don't want anything cursed. I wouldn't pay money for something cursed. I don't even believe in it, but like, I'm not taking my chances. I'm good. I've seen too many horror movies when they're like, I don't believe in it, and then they get screwed. So I don't want to be that person. I'm not about that life. Now, some of these items sold may seem absurd, but what if you're not selling anything at all? This woman tried to sell her imaginary friend. Like, it's an imaginary friend. It's in your imagination. How can you sell it? Like, the person buying it from you needs to be hella creative. Okay, I think that's enough. I think I've had enough of the internet tips for today. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all so much. Stay awesome, stay sweet, and don't forget to be nice to each other. Bye-bye.